Alright everybody, some exciting news. As you can see, this is a Freeman Guerrilla Warfare video, and I would not be doing it unless something actually kind of cool happened. So, a little bit ago, actually it happened in February, and I know it's March right now, but I did not know about this until just a couple weeks ago, and it took me a little bit to just, I don't know, figure out what I wanted to do. But essentially, I'm going to read this word for word, what the developers for Freeman Guerrilla Warfare said, and it'll give us some reasoning behind why the game stopped being updated, and it will give us hope for the future of the game. So, let me just start going into this, and then we can discuss it later. The overhaul is in development. Hello everyone! First of all, we are sorry that the game's development was postponed. Our company was going through bankruptcy and it took us a while to admit it and put ourselves back together after such a hit. All this time we were thinking and planning how we are going to fix Freeman. During the development process, the game gradually drifted away from our original idea because new members joined and the hierarchy of power shifted. But now only the most original members of KK will be working on the Freeman remake, and we are confident that we will bring satisfying results to you. Currently, we are finalizing the design, and once we are done with that, we will share it with you. The overhaul will be put to the test build first, and then eventually we will be putting it out to the main build. The previous current main build will be kept as a separate branch at that moment. All the best, KK. So that's really this is really cool to me because I don't know. If you go onto my channel currently, I actually have a video. It was from the last update that happened. It's like I think it's like nearing 13,000 views right now. So that's fantastic, and that's part of the reason why I'm doing this video because I got to cash in on that. But I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of people that are really interested still in the game. And this little message here gives us some good stuff to work with. And so the first thing that I want to look at is Bankruptcy, and so that kind of sucks for them. I'm not a developer. I've never done anything with games, although I am community manager for another one. But aside from that, I don't really know how game development works, and I know you do need funding, you need Kickstarters, money is the biggest problem, and so Bankruptcy, I'm not sure how that happened. Maybe they focused on some other things that they shouldn't have. Maybe they focused too much on stuff. Maybe they didn't, maybe reach out to more sponsors. I have no idea. So that kind of sucks. There's nothing you can really do about that. And so, yeah, it took a while to put themselves back together. But anyways, all this time we were thinking and planning how we were going to fix Freeman. During the development process, the game gradually drifted away from our original idea because new members joined and the hierarchy of power shifted. Now, that is something I don't want to put a lot of money on it, but if I were to put money on something that had happened during the development process of Freeman concerning the hierarchy shift that they're talking about in this post, I would say that the tipping point, the little nugget of the tipping point was after the version 0.22 Combined Arms Combat update happened. Now, that update, I have it up here on the screen here. This update for me personally came out on October 24th of 2018. This was the update that really solidified Freeman as a real game, as a real fun thing. This update, I believe it added in the vehicles. You had siege combat already, and so it was so cool to be able to get. I think this one, the far left here, was the largest, most best vehicle you could get. It's got a huge cannon compared to everyone else. I don't know, it's some sort of a tank or whatever, but the vehicle combat added so much to the game, and as they even say here, let's see here, some more effective against other vehicles. This feature added much more depth to the gameplay and brand new combat experience. For sure it did, and it was awesome. You had to repair your vehicles, you had to manage them, you had to give them gas in order to run, and they added quite a bit of firepower to your group of soldiers. Now, the only downside to this update was that the AI wasn't balanced, and so the AI would sometimes just come at you with hundreds of vehicles. Not that that was sometimes fun to take them down, especially if you had some RPGs on your side. That was always a good time because it was just tons of explosions like you see down here. But then, I don't know if I go back to the update pages, I don't know when they were taken out. I know it was shortly after. It was only about, I don't know, it was after 2018. It was actually further along than that, actually. they were removed from the game. Vehicles were removed from the game. And I bet at that point was when they were having some problems and the newer team members were starting to be pushed into the game, and they were, you know, not that the new team members were doing anything wrong, just, you know, they say it in their message that it changed the whole idea of Freeman and what they wanted to do with the game in the first place. And, you know, that isn't cool, especially if they had a power shift that happened and maybe someone had, like someone got into a leadership position and wanted to go a certain direction with the game. And I personally don't think they did a good job with it. I hope that vehicles, if there's one thing from this overhaul that they're trying to do, vehicles have got to come back. That is the thing for Freeman. They need maybe more vehicles. I want more weapons, and then if they can, they already got a prototype helicopter in the game right now due to the abilities that were updated and are brought into the last update 1.14 or 4.1. And they can work with that. They have artillery, they have drones. There's so much that they can work with here that I think they should just emphasize. The infantry combat, that needs to be worked on as well, but they need to also add in a bunch of other stuff as they go. It can't just be AI development, which is cool, you know, make the AI smarter. I would like to be able to put my troops in buildings. I would like to be able to maybe order them around to maybe do some of their own tactics. I would like to maybe even give the AI, like, if I have so many forces on my side, maybe I want to, like, select a certain amount of them into a group and have the AI take over them, just to give them something to do so I don't have to constantly be micromanaging the battle. Although that is part of the draw of Freeman in the first place. Let's see here. And then down, I'm going to stop that rant because I have a little bit more of a rant coming up after this. But yeah, now the most original members of KK will be working on the Freeman remake, and we are confident that we will be bringing a satisfying result to you. Now, I hope the final result doesn't mean that they're just gonna overhaul it once, just gonna bring a whole bunch of update and just call it quits. And something that I just noticed now, the Freeman remake. Now, there's two things with that. So, one, KK Games is working currently on a new Viking game that came out, and I'll put it up here. The game was called The Viking Way, and as you can see here, it is not doing good on Steam. Mostly negative reviews. If we go down here, finished Freeman people, Jesus, the game is not ready at all, basic functions. There's a couple likes up here, maybe for people that have not played Freeman. Now, the only problem is here is that the company Islava Games, the developer or publisher, they are either, from what I can tell, they're either a branch off from KK Games, or it is KK Games rebranding themselves. And so maybe this is just another sect of the studio. Maybe they had a couple more members and this is what they're working on, and the original members are going back to work on Freeman. So I wish Viking Way would do good, because it was actually kind of fun when I played it on the channel. I think it had some pretty cool combat. It wasn't as in-depth as maybe Mountain Blade was, but it was fun to, like, drive around your ships. You could do some ship battles, and I could see it becoming a lot more than what it currently is and when I played it. But anyways, back to Freeman. So I lost my train of thought here, but essentially, the Freeman remake, I'm hoping they don't split off essentially and go make a whole new Freeman game. They cannot do that, get people to buy it again. They can't do that, unfortunately. I know maybe they need some money, but you can't do that. So I'm hoping that this Freeman remake right here is not, they're going to go make a whole new game. I'm hoping that they continue with Freeman Guerrilla Warfare as it is on Steam right now, and I hope they overhaul it, make it better, put out a whole bunch of content for it, and that would just be fantastic. Currently, we are finalizing the design, and once we are done with that, we will share it with you. The overhaul will be put to the test build first, and then eventually it will be out to the main build. The current main build will be kept as a separated branch at the moment, or at that moment. So the current main build, which the game is right now at update 1.41, that will be, like, I guess, a separate, a separate version of the game. They already have that. If you open up the game, it'll give you the options to either do the beginning version of Freeman or the current one. Obviously, you do the current one, because I've tried the beginning one recently. It's not nearly as good, but the current one needs work, believe me. But so, and yeah, and I guess right here, currently we are finalizing the design. I'm hoping that, like, again, with that Freeman remake, the final overhaul or whatever it is, please, KK Games, if somehow you're watching this, please, you have got to add in vehicles. You've got to make this game have a lot more content. You got to fix the maps and whatnot. I'll get into that in a moment here. You just have got to work on those things. That there's comments all over on your Steam page. You have got to just listen to those, do your best to fix what you can, and go from there. But so that's all I have to say about the overhaul as in development post. It gives me hope for Freeman. I like the game. I actually played it. You're seeing background footage right now. I played it for about 2 hours. It was kind of fun to actually get back into it. It helped me make my channel where it is today. That it was very fun. We was in the game. We were able to name, like, give subscribers squads. We were able to, outfit people. We were able to give everyone certain weapons. You can customize everything. It was a lot of fun. But by the end of it, if you ever watched my videos or my streams, by the end of it, the gameplay loop, and with no vehicles, it took away from it, and there wasn't much to do. It was fun. It was still fun. We had a lot of fun, but it was starting to drag on, and I don't think I've ever actually completed, quote-unquote, Freeman, but I've gotten really close, but I called it quits because I just couldn't play it anymore because it started to get boring. I mean, the gunplay is fun to a certain extent, and once you level everything up, all your constitution, leadership abilities, your weapon proficiencies, once that's all done, I mean, there's not really much else left to the game that you want to play, because you can't create a larger army, you can't field a larger force. That's just kind of it. And then you have to battle the alpha forces, which is just a whole other thing. But that is all I have got to say just right now at this point in the video about the overhauls and development post. I'm excited to see what happens. It sounds like they're working on something, and it sounds like the original peoples are working on it. And I think that is in this picture right here. Those are the 3 devs. I think it's like Tina. That's the only one I can remember now, but it's Tina, and then they've got a couple other people, and they've done a great job. You guys just batten down the hatches and just focus on the game, I swear. Anyways, everybody, I think that is where I'm going to leave off with this video for today. This was more of just a free form, just me covering that post. It was back in February. I'm sorry for getting back to it. It's like so late. It's almost a month since it was posted, but I literally did not know about it until a little bit ago. I just hope that if KK Games could see this somehow, understand where everyone, I don't think I speak for a lot of players, but I do know I speak for at least a couple that what we're thinking happened with Freeman. Maybe I didn't verbalize things as well as maybe I should have. This was just more off the cuff. I tried to think about it through like a certain lens or whatever, and I hope that whatever happens with Freeman and KK Games, I hope everything goes well for you guys. No hard feelings. I'm still excited about Freeman. When I was playing for this background footage, I didn't absolutely enjoy it, but I did. It brought me back to, it was fun, to pick up a couple weapons, get a group of militia together and just go to town on a couple of looters and robbers and stuff. And that was fun. But there is just, there's just a couple things that we would like to see in the future. And we hope that this overhaul is what you guys are hoping it to be as well, where it's it's the result that we would like to see as well. And that's just about where I want to leave it. So good luck to you guys. Can't wait to see the overhaul. We'll most likely do a video on that as well, because it'll be like a big moment. And for anyone who's watching this video, I don't normally do these types of videos where I cover news like this. Most of the time I'm playing the games. For instance, I did Freeman a while back. I mostly do Star Wars, Halo, random strategy games, sci-fi. I recently did Barony, which is a dungeon crawler. I do a little bit of everything. So, if you want to stick around the channel, you can, subscribe. Definitely hit that like button and comment. Maybe spread this video around, because I think it is important. It's one of the most important videos I guess I've ever done, just from a standpoint of actually kind of informational and helpful. Yeah, and I'll see you all in another video. So thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye-bye.